So,
Okay.
I mean, again, I don't, I told them that I find people interesting and I just want to record what people
Like a videographer, basically?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't, everything that's out here is pretty much public.
Yeah.
So I tried to explain to her that, her car is viewed by many cameras every day if people have cameras in their cars,
Right.
or they drive by a business that has a camera outside. It'll catch your license plate and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, nothing about her car is private if it's sitting in a public spot.
Yeah, I'm just coming out here just to check and make sure. You don't know anybody that works here or anything?
No. I mean, it started because the people at the dog place had their window open and they were grooming the dogs, and I like dogs, so I walked over and was filming the dogs and grooming the dogs, and she didn't like that. So again, that's where it started. And then the lady at the pizza place, I don't know what her beef is, because again, I mean, she was just sitting in her car. I was just videoing all the pizza people coming in and out, remarking that they were pretty busy, it looked like, and had a good business.
Okay.
So maybe you can let them know that, that I'm not trying out here to hurt anybody, and that, filming is not a...
No, you're absolutely right.
It's not a threat. It shouldn't be considered a threat to
Right.
anybody. So if anything, it just, keeps people honest.
I got you.
So,
I completely understand.
Well, yeah, I know.
So what I will say is that, I mean, if we get enough complaints and people start signing citizens' complaints, the worst that could happen is that we may have to do a disturbing the peace, which could result in a citation or some jail time.
Okay, well, you do understand.
And that's if you start arguing with people, and because they said you've been arguing with them.
Well, I mean, again, I was just trying to have the same kind of discussion that you and I are having.
I see.
And so if you tell me you don't like something, that you don't want me to do something,
you're going to do it more.
No, I'm not going to do it more. I'm going to ask you, why is what I'm doing,
right?
How is it hurting you?
I think some people just don't like being on camera.
Okay, but that's not really telling me anything. It's not really telling yourself anything. You have to think about why simply because if I just walked up there and looked in the window, I mean, they had the drapes open, so anybody walking by could look in the window, right? So I mean, just looking in there was okay, but as soon as you record somebody, again, the only thing I can see is that if you are doing something you shouldn't be doing, then maybe by it being on record, then some harm could come from you to you, because only something bad could be shown. You know what I mean? But if everything you're doing is on the up and up, then you being recorded doing it, there's no harm that can come to you from that.
I understand. So I'm going to ask you before I go talk to them.
This is a First Amendment protected activity. So
you're right.
Anything you were to do to violate my right to do that would be violating.
No, I understand what you're saying completely.
My civil rights.
I completely understand, and I'm on your side here too.
A disturbing the peace citation. You better be careful about it, that I'm actually breaking that disturbing the peace law.
Right, and I would be. I'm not. I don't want to jail you wrongfully.
So I mean, again, if me discussing things like this is disturbing the peace, then.
So let me cut you off real quick. So would you be willing to leave the property of your own just so that you don't argue with them?
Again, I understand that this parking lot may be private property.
Yeah.
And because they are owners of the...
They can trespass you.
Yeah. I mean, they could trespass me. But they would have to be the ones that would do that.
Right. And I'm about to go talk to them and see if that's what the road they want to take. But before I do that, I was going to ask, are you willing to leave on your own? Or are you...
I'm only willing to leave if somebody trespasses.
Okay.
Because, again, I don't... That's going to look... If this does get posted somewhere, that's going to look bad on their business, that they are, charging somebody with a crime, basically, simply because they are exercising the First Amendment right.
Well, trespassing is not really a crime, or trespassing you is not a crime. If you come back and trespass, then that is a crime.
I mean,
but also, you got to respect their right as a property business, running a business.
The problem here is that they are one business among many in this parking lot. So, I mean, for one business to trespass me, then that means that I would.
You would be limited to the parking lot of the Shell station here, the CAT station there, which is where you start seeing the vehicles parked. All these parking spots here
it would be different. You know what I mean? You would have somehow somebody would have to draw me out an exact line to say, yeah, you stepped across
and we'd be willing to tell you that as well.
And it's trespassing because, again, this parking lot serves.
Okay, just speak to this officer here, and then I'll be back. I'm going to go talk to them and see what they want to do. Okay.
Okay. Well, I've just spoke with you. Why do I need to speak with you?
Because we're not done with you yet. We need to see if we need to trespass you or not. So guys, so he's not breaking any laws, but you guys do have rights too, so I need to ask, do you guys want him trespassed from your property?
Yes.
Okay. And
He's making my driver's pretty okay.
Okay, so I know you guys have all this parking lot here by the ice machine. What else? Because I know your property's pretty close. Because if he gets trespassed, he'll probably go hang out there by the Shell station and record from the front of their business. So
And just as long as he's not like
in the way.
And like in our you know what I mean?
Okay.
The back parking thing too.
Yeah. And how far down this way do you guys have?
It's just to the store right here.
To that door?
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty, I'll get him trespassed for you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I had called. Is he allowed to do that?
So he's not breaking any laws, but he is asked by them to be trespassed. Anybody
yeah,
who
same here, because
Okay.
I'm the one that called you.
Which
guys.
one? Okay, which one are you?
The Filthy Pooch.
Which one?
The La Filthy Pooch right there.
Okay, is it this next business right
yeah,
here?
because he was literally standing in the window.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, are you recording? I said, okay, could you not do that? You didn't ask our permission.
Right. So in Oklahoma, he is allowed to record where there's not an expectation of privacy. So he wouldn't be able to like record you in your home through a window.
Yeah. But that's kind of
However, if you're having a private conversation with somebody and he's recording that could be considered wrongful because you have to have consent of at least one person involved in the conversation. If he's not in the conversation, then that would be unlawful. But so you're just this next one right here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where they're standing.
Oh, okay. And where does your parking lot start and end?
I guess it would be this whole part here, and we park out here too.
So these parking spots right here, up to how far? Because he's going to stand on the edge if I trespass him from here. So I kind of got to be specific. He's like that, yeah.
Oh boy. So you guys know him well?
No, actually, this is the first time I've dealt with him, but he made it clear that he's not going to really want to leave. But I can at least keep him off your guys' area.
Yeah.
I would also record him too if you see him kind of encroaching in your area.
I took a picture of him because I said, can you not record us? You didn't ask us.
Yeah, once we trespass him, just if you notice him at all taking a step, try to get a photo of it. Because
Okay.
he'll try to argue back. But if you have a photo of it or a video or something, then we can arrest him on that. So,
Okay.
How far down this way do you guys go? Until this next door?
The handicap.
The handicap spot?
I
Okay.
mean, this whole area, because this is her mom and dad, her dad's place right
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, the whole strip.
Okay,
really.
how about any of those over there?
Yeah. The adjoining ones, the ones across.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
like-
not to the end where that post office box is, or okay, just these in front of the store.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Directly in front of both.
Okay, guys, I'll get him trespassed I'll get him trespassed for now, and we'll go from there. Hopefully, he'll kind of stay away and realize there's not much to be recording here anyway. So, but I'll go get him trespassed. Okay. Sir, at this time you will be trespassed from Domino's property. I can explain where that is in a minute. I do need to see your ID so that I can properly trespass you.
Okay.
If you can provide that to me, please. Okay. How about your name and date of birth?
No, can't provide that.
Okay.
So,
All right, sir. At this time, then, you'll be
I'm
placed
just
under
going-
arrest for obstruction.
no, I'm just going to leave
So,
now.
no, and you're not free to go. Drop your camera.
No. Sir.
Don't tense up. Relax.
Sir.
Stay relaxed. I'll be careful with your camera,
Sir,
I promise.
I got to get I get a
Let go.
warning first. You
Let
got
go.
to come and tell me that I
Let
was
go.
properly trespassed,
I'm not asking.
and
Grab his
then
arm.
I have a chance to leave. I get a chance
No,
to
you
leave
do not.
once I've been told I am properly
No, sir.
trespassed. Sir. I get a warning. I get to be
No, you
told
do not,
that
sir.
I
You
am
don't make the rules, sir.
trespassed because nobody there told me. Nobody there told me, sir, that I was not allowed to be here.
Well, that's where we were getting to, sir, but then you
That's
refused
why
to
I-
identify. You're supposed to
No,
identify
you
with
said you
trespassing.
were going to go in and ask to
Yes,
see
and I
if
came out here and told you that
if
you
I was
were.
going to be trespassed.
You were, and I was explaining that to you. I need your ID to trespass you. You did not provide. So now you're
Okay.
obstructing.
I was never.
Do you have any
trespassed
weapons or narcotics or
because
anything
I was-
illegal on you, sir?
I was never told that I was. I was never actually told I was trespassed
Go
until
over
he
here,
came
sir.
out and said that I was trespassed. So I had a right to then actually leave at that point.
No, that's not how
Nobody
that
ever
works.
told me that I could
You were
not
being
be
officially
here.
trespassed.
Sir, I'm
You did not provide.
very much wrong with the way the law works.
Okay, well, you're welcome to have your day in court if you'd like to argue it, sir.
Do you have any weapons or anything? Sir, you're not allowed to reach into my pocket.
Yes, sir.
No, you're not.
You're under arrest, so I can
No,
reach
you're
into
not.
your pocket.
No, you're not. You're not allowed to reach into my pocket.
Like I said, you'll have your day in court.
You're
For
allowed
now,
to
I don't
do
want to hear any arguments.
A Terry search to make sure I don't have weapons, but no, you're not allowed to reach into my pockets. Sir, I was never actually told that I could not be on the property. That's why you went in there to ask them if they wanted me to be trespassed, right? So then you needed to come out and say,
I'm not going to
yes,
argue with you.
they did not want you to be on the property, and then I would have a chance to leave. If I did not leave at that point,
We're past
then,
the point of arguing
then I
now.
would be trespassing.
So you should save your breath for your day in court, sir. Have a seat. All the way, sir, or else we're going to have to force you in.
I'm
22 telephone.
Go ahead.
I've got one contained. 90's good.
Status.
Well, your run 44 is on a Joshua Henson. Date of birth 8/15 of 78.
Okay.
You have a car out here? You see a Mazda or a Chevy? Right. I better open the trunk.
You got the camera in the trunk? I'm just
Yeah. Okay, that's fine up there then.
I think I got it turned off.
The car around there's a male subject that seems pretty irate. He's slamming the door and he's hauling around.
All right, I'll be
He does. His
heading out.
306. He's wearing blue jeans and a blue shirt.
Where's that at?
725 North Bonita.
Can you pull up the trespassing law? Because I really think you're making a mistake about how the trespass works.
22 telephone.
Go ahead.
I'll be 10:15. One adult male to 10:19.
Okay. Negative 44 is no 43 found.
Okay.
That's why I was saying I would need to know exactly where I would not be allowed to go and all that.
Yes, sir. I was explaining that to
That's why I
you.
needed to, if you're going to trespass me, I needed to know all those things.
Yes,
so
sir.
I would not actually be trespassing. Does
Mr.
that make any sense to you?
Mr. Henson, correct? Kenneth? Okay.
That's why I was asking you, where exactly am I going to be trespassed from?
So
Well, I need to find all that out.
listen,
Then you
can I
come out
speak?
and
May I
arrest
speak,
me.
please? May I speak? You're being arrested right now for obstruction, not for trespassing.
No, I have a right to then leave the property.
Well, to trespass you, we need to put your name on file. Okay? To do that, we needed you to identify yourself. If you didn't have your ID, that's fine, but I at least needed your name and date of birth. So when you refuse that command, then you are by then obstructing an officer.
So I was under arrest already, if that is what you're saying.
Well, I placed you under arrest after you refused to identify yourself and cooperate.
So again, to refuse, I have to have committed a crime first, and then refuse.
Well, you're refusing an officer's lawful command
No, I did
trespassing.
I had not committed a crime.
Listen, man. I understand.
I have to tell you
listen, I'm going to be straight with you here.
Unless I'm actually have committed a crime.
Hold on, let me speak. I'm going to be straight with you here.
I had not committed a crime.
I said let me speak.
I have been told that I
okay.
would not be on that property yet.
You're going to let me speak?
I mean, you got me under arrest, dude. So, you know.
I meant, are you going to be silent so I can speak? Okay. So, I have a feeling that
He didn't give you the name of the apartments, but he did say 306.
you probably were expecting law enforcement, and that's what you were probably trying to get. You seem like one of those guys who records those videos on YouTube.
Well, yeah.
Audit the audit or whatever.
You are very correct.
Okay.
The fact that I am somebody who wants
So you're provoking.
Rights to be respected.
You're bothering people in public.
Follow the law.
You're bothering people in public.
Okay, well again,
And then you're refusing lawful commands
a First Amendment protected activity.
because you're hoping to get a reaction like this.
Harassment, you cannot charge me with stalking for
I'm not. I do not plan to charge you for any of those.
Well, again, there's no what crime did I do? I was not disturbing anybody by performing a First Amendment protected activity. You are not living up to your oath to protect the Constitution.
Well, you're welcome, sir. You will.
Saying that I was, I mean, your excuses are now that,
I don't have an excuse.
So I deserve to be put in handcuffs.
No, that's an observation. That's not an excuse.
Huh?
What's your excuse?
Do you think that that's justified? Do you think that one is equivalent to the other? Really?
I didn't.
Bothering somebody deserves to be.
I did not arrest you. I did not arrest you because you were bothering people. I did not arrest you because you were bothering people. I was called to the scene because you were bothering people.
You were bothering who? I was simply exercising my First Amendment right. So when somebody was out to tell me to stop doing what my First Amendment right, who's bothering who?
Would you like me to explain to you the proper sequence of events that should have occurred? Yes, sir. Here's my ID. Okay. You are now formally trespassed, Mr. What was your last name? Kenneth. Mr. Kenneth, you are now formally trespassed.
No.
Here is I was going to point out the area where you would be trespassed from. You're welcome to stay on the outside of it or on the other businesses.
No. The way it works.
And you would have went about your way.
You are trespassed from this area. Here's the delineation.
That's not the issue.
If you come back again into this area, you will be trespassing at that point.
Mr. Kenneth, that's not the issue.
And then we can determine your ID.
That's not the issue, Mr. Kenneth.
Know what I look like. They know what I look like. So if I were to come back, they would know it was me on their property. They don't have to have my name to know that I'm back there.
Let me put this scenario to you. Say you trespassed. I wouldn't expect that you would do this, but say you trespassed, and then you got in your car and left. How would we know who you were, where you went, where you lived to file a warrant for you for trespassing? We would not know any of that, right?
Well, I mean, again, either way, you'd have to catch me. So even if
if we had your name, we could see where you lived.
It would just be their word against mine, unless they had a camera like I had.
Right.
To document.
And I did advise them to do that in case you trespass again.
So I mean, again,
we're beyond that though, so no point in arguing about that. You are trespassed from the Domino's property and also from the dog grooming shop next door, by the way. So I do have your name now, so I will put it in the system, and you understand. I can explain the property lines to you if you'd like. I was explained to it by management. Refusing to identify, sir.
I'll find out here.
Step out, please, sir. I'll bring your property in just a moment. Let's go in first. And by the way, I will not tamper with any of your devices. If you'll walk around there and have a seat on the silver bench, please, to the right.
I prefer to stand.
Okay, you may stand right there by the silver bench, facing that camera behind you. Hello.
Hey.
Would you be willing to answer some medical questions for your detention here? In case you have some kind of a medical emergency, we need to know if you have any medical conditions. Okay.
I didn't know you were a police officer.
Yeah, I was in dispatch for years, and then I finally got out, got let free.
Yeah. Cool.
How long were you in rehab for?